Hey, Bam here. Today I'll show you how you can actually get a good starter caster weapon for with a +1 to any elemental or physical or chaos and some spell damage. So I'll show you two ways to go about it. So the first one is actually to sell a base, any one-handed weapon aside of the dagger, and then selling it with 40% quality of gem with the same tag. So here we have physical, as you can see, physical on all of them. So we'll guarantee a +1 to physical. All right.
I'm not up to that just yet.
Just sell them together. As you can see, it will always show up. If it doesn't show up there, it means you didn't do something right. And then yeah, we just sell them, and we have our +1. So what do we do from there? We just we can use an orb of augmentation, so that way we get a suffix. And here we hit the cast speed, then we use a regal orb, and whatever comes up we cannot control. Here we have lightning, and then we craft spell damage. Okay. Or if you don't have the exalt, let's say at the beginning of the league, you can craft this one. And here we have like a okay-ish starting weapon. You can see like if we price check it right now, maybe 100 chaos, but it's super cheap as you can see because we use some random gems. As long as at least 40% 40% quality total, it will work. So this is a good like starting weapon. As I said, it's super basic, it's nothing special, but there's actually another way to go about it, and the other way is actually my preferred one. So the other method is not guaranteed, but it's still quite easy to get, and it can actually be better than what we crafted. All right. So what I like to do is using Shrieking Essence of Woe. Early league, there will be like maybe a chaos, maybe even less than that, maybe half a chaos each. You don't even have to use the deafening one. And what it does is it guarantees 67 to 82 spell damage. And we'll use them on item level 2, either scepters or wands. Okay? As you can see, the implicit on it is not as good, but do about it. So here we go. And then we spam until we get a +1. Here, as you can see, we already got a +1 to cold. We will just set it aside for now. Right here, we already have the +1 lightning, but sadly, like it dropped like this, and but sadly there's like a low tier of spell damage, so we'll use it on this one too. And until we hit one of the +1. Here we go. So we have lightning and spell damage. Where to check this? 100 chaos. As you can see, some may vary depending on what mods they're on it. Sometimes they will be in high demand, sometimes it will not. But if you're crafting for yourself, it's always worth. As I said, for this method, you're not guaranteed getting the skill gem that you actually want. But still, we'll keep going. And here we have +1 to lightning spells. Alright, now the next step is you can actually craft another modifier on this. So here, let's say +1 cold. If we were to craft cold damage over time multiplier, and now if we press check this one, we'll remove the resistance because this is not something we want. But if we look at it right now, there's none on the website. So I'll just open a trade window and try to change the base. So we'll change the base to any one-handed weapon. And instead of the crafted modifier, the cold damage over time multiplier, and maybe 17 because it's the lowest craft possible. And then if you look at it, like 55, 50 chaos. So then again, the base, we found it on the ground. And then we use an essence as like 1 chaos. As you can see, it's pretty easy to get this something like this. So we'll check it with another base now. As you can see, it's pretty easy to get the +1. It's not guaranteed though, but I'll show you exactly why we get so many +1 to a single skill. By the way, the only way to get +1 to chaos is on wands. Alright, now if we look at Craft of Exile, if we type in Driftwood Wand, then make it item level 2, as we were crafting with item level 2, and then use an essence. So you click here, essences, and we're using Essence of Woe. Now we can see what are the odds of getting a +1. So if you look at here, there's a lot of mods that cannot roll because our item level is too low. So all those mods cannot roll. So what that means is it will inflate the chances of getting a +1. If you look at here, it says 2%, 2.6%, 2.6%, 2.6%, and 2% chance. Get it as a prefix. So as you can see, this is why we're hitting at least one of them pretty often. Now, how do we find those bases? Well, it's pretty easy to be honest. You all only need to be in a zone level 2. So we'll go to the coast. Then, yeah, we run it until we try to get either a 1 or a scepter. Uh, Small tip, opening corpses is super useful, so you can see. And there we go, we got a scepter, and that's it. That's how you find one. It's pretty easy to be honest. You could be running with some more if you want more bases. Then yeah, go back to our hideout and we can actually craft what we got. By the way, if you didn't get anything from running your coast, what you can do is you can open a new zone. So the way you do it is whenever you want to go to the coast, instead you hold control and then this window will open and you click new. That way you have a new zone. So this is pretty useful when you're like targeting some mechanics or something late game, like late into the campaign. But it's also useful for this. You will probably not make hundreds of divines using this method, but it's a good way to have a good start early league, especially if you don't have the currency to buy it, like to buy a good scepter or wand from other players. Well, now you know how to do it yourself. Hope this was helpful, and as always, take care, guys.